It's been a freaking minute. Anywho. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but yeah. Yeah, as you can see, it's been a change of scenery. Today I'll be reacting to a video that I saw. It's called Strangers Rate Their Intelligence. It's by a channel called Jubilee. I've seen some of the videos and some of them are crazy. But you know, I just thought it was interesting how like they do like interesting videos, like how people rate each other and stuff like that, and that's crazy. This video is gonna be weird because like how do you even rate people's intelligence? Like how would you even know how smart a person is based off just their looks? Like you cannot do that. So I would say by the way they talk probably, because but then again you can't, because people can code switch, they can do whatever, so it's like you can, I don't know, this is very, it wouldn't be that easy to determine someone's intelligence based off of just what they do or say, because people can make themselves to be some type of way, but in reality they're actually smarter than what they seem. But anyway, enough rambling. Now let's actually get into the video.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Okay, so I can already tell, well, it says IQ versus first impressions, so I guess they may have a thing where they rate people off their first impressions, and baby, I already know some of them is gonna be rated low, just based off of their looks. Like, I feel like some people is not gonna be like, oh, you smart or anything like that, but we'll see how this goes. This is about to be crazy.
Go down and do.
Because who wants to be 6?
I'm Sade. I'm 24.
Like,
I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler. I'm 21. I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
Yikes! Only a high school graduate. People gonna be looking at him like, only a high school graduate. Okay.
I'm Kaylee. I'm 25. I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University, and I have a bachelor's degree.
Maria. I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD
Period.
in cancer biology, and I work in the biotech industry.
You already know, I feel like if you're in the health field, like I'm already considering you like smart. Like PhD in cancer biology. Okay. Oh wait, she went to USC. She went to USC. Okay, I see you. Okay, South Carolina. So, my camera died. I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah, I think I was talking about the girl or whatever, but let's see. And I was still screen recording this whole time. Oh yeah, I was talking about Maria. Okay, so yeah, she seems pretty smart. Okay, you know, she has a PhD. Okay, she's been through levels of education. You know.
Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company, and I also work for a ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology. Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in Harvard recently, and I work in consulting.
Oh, y'all are babies.
But you work in
I know, that's what I'm saying, is age.
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to, maybe it's good to identify what intelligence is everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem-solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's in any way essential.
So what?
That is kind of true. I mean, like, smart is not always about education. It's about basically like what you can do, like other things, like, you know how they say like street smart versus like book smart. I mean, you could be the smartest one in the, like, as far as education wise, but if you don't have any common sense or like any, I don't know, but I get what he's saying. Like you can't just base it all on education, like who's smart or whatever.
What is the most essential?
So the most essential thing was probably common sense.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think intelligence is both EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
People, consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like, I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is, but he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to...
That's true, because I feel like a lot of people will misjudge Sean and be like, oh, he wouldn't be one of the smartest people just be based off of what he not screams, but he looks like. By what he's wearing, it not shows that he's immature, but I would say the stuff that he's wearing, doesn't seem something with a mature taste. Maybe not saying that you could be 40 years old and still like colors and stuff like that, but of course in this type of video people would already prejudge him probably and be like, oh, I don't know, kind of like he doesn't seem to be as smart. But I mean, I don't think that really goes into how smart a person is. I mean, I don't know.
I judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts. So I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing the worst in classes. If we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
So what is the
See, see, I already knew someone was gonna, and of course he would. Of course he would say, oh yeah, put him at the bottom, because the people when he was in school, whatever, people like him, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that really doesn't. I mean, just because, it really doesn't mean anything, to be honest. Not saying he could be the least smart, but I'm just saying it doesn't mean anything.
definition that we're going with is the biggest question.
I like your definition.
I know, I was gonna say, I like my definition. It
Yeah.
combines everything.
Does anyone have any like initial?
You can be honest.
Start on that side.
I'm be honest, the guy in the gray shirt is very quiet. Like, I have not really heard him talk like that. And so hopefully they don't make it seem like, oh, he's like one of the dumbest people because he's not really talking that much or whatever, and the rest of them is like talking whatever.
I'm done going first.
I feel like I have a good combination of both, like book smart and street smart. So yeah, I think I have some input on that. There's so many aspects to intelligence. It really goes beyond IQ and EQ. Even those two different factors really don't really capture what it really means to be intelligent.
I know I'm not, from Yale, I don't have a PhD, but where I lack in those areas, I'm able to still problem solve and use my own skill set, my emotional intelligence as well as my social intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a software developer, my problem-solving skills are obviously top-notch, I think I would say. My whole life, I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that.
That's true. Not sorry to cut you off, ma'am, but her look, people will automatically think she is the blonde hair girl. She's kind of dumb or whatever. Like, she's not as smart or whatever. But her being a software developer, that's good for her. Good for you, girl. Good for you. Okay.
As a woman, to just step up and be like, yep, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was working at a law firm. A gentleman came up to me and said, hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look like somebody I'd go on spring break with.
And see, that's the messed up thing. Like, people, it's sad, but people prejudge people or whatever. in this world. Unfortunately, they prejudge people just off of your outer appearance, and it's just like you don't really know me. Like you don't know how smart I am. You don't know where I've been through, what I've been through, where I came from. Like you don't know nothing. So just thinking, oh, I'm just looking at my looks and just thinking that's all I am, then that's kind of really messed up.
And I'm like, what? I'm like,
Obviously, out of everyone here, I've got the least formal education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental dedication and my ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seabird defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question.
He seems like the way he talks, the guy in the brown jacket, seems intelligent, like he's smart, but at the same time, he's giving me like he thinks he's smarter than the rest. Like, sir, come down a couple notches. I'm sorry.
So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information. And I got a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not going to really get better at learning. Does that make sense?
I strongly disagree with you don't get better at learning. The idea that you can get better at learning is a pretty big signifier of intelligence. I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD and I'm on the autism spectrum. Dyslexia means that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and like 3rd percentile in others. I'll never be able to learn another language. I took Spanish for 12 years and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to Yale and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China. I'm a first generation immigrant as well and college student as well. My family always really stressed the importance of formal education. For me, that was something that I really strived for.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here.
See, it's always the ones that we always say, oh, we don't plan on going to college or we don't want to go to college, and then we end up going to college. You know, that's how it be.
And then I went to Yale.
Why don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want to
This is
do
where it's
what
about to
you
go crazy. Lord Jesus, Lord, help them not to be offended, because, baby, I could never.
You gotta go 1.
Really?
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I like how she put herself kind of like in the middle. Okay, she wasn't trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm the smartest or nothing like that. Wait, who did she put? Let me go back. Who did she? Okay. She put the Asian guy first. Oh, she put him last. Oh, the white guy. Oh my gosh. I probably would have put him 6th too. Either 5th or 6th. I actually would have put the girl with blonde hair a little bit more, just on first impressions wise. That's what I would have. I would have probably put her higher, but I don't know, cause it's the rest of them too. But I want to see what the other ones are. Let me stop pausing, cause I know y'all tired of me pausing.
I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
Period.
No, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
He literally did the same thing as her. That's so funny. But he put her first, and she put him first. Aw, is this a little romance I see? Okay.
Sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like either end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
I already knew he was gonna say that. Like, I felt like oh my gosh. I felt like he was the type of person to think he was the smartest in the room. Like, sir.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And I knew he was gonna put that guy last, with the colorful. I don't even know. I forgot their names, but I already knew he was gonna put him last. I already knew.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4.
So everybody's kind of like on the same page, low key, except for him because he put him first. But besides him putting him first, everyone's kind of like doing the same thing, like in the same order, which is weird.
Oh,
Sorry. It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else emotionally. But I still think you're smart.
thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 immigrant parent.
Okay, so she kind of did it differently, which I like. She kind of lose her face. Interesting.
First generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know. PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that.
Okay, period.
6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results. But really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
I would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out.
Oh,
So the reason
so he
why I
put himself
you
last.
at number
Interesting.
1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing. Then I put myself 6 because I feel like I might be the weakest in terms of actual IQ score. Hopefully I can make it up as everything else. So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely think Tyler, fortunately, his way of thinking is linear. And I think intelligence
exactly.
is almost like a sphere. It's a picture. And right now he's only coloring with one color than, with the rainbow.
So who got the most number 1s? Who's down?
Who got the most?
Shanae was
like
pretty
you.
up there too.
I feel like you were definitely 3, right?
Yeah. I'm in between
You were
Harvard and
4.
Yale.
Now you know. Now you know you were 6. Now you over here standing, trying not to move. Now you know you were 6. Just get on down there. Get on down there now.
I think that I sort of expected to be ranked a little bit lower. At first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone upset with where they're standing?
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I do feel like there might be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that
highly, but I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are the most intelligent out of all of us. I would feel weird placing you there and not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did so.
So they're taking an IQ test now. Interesting.
Hearing that to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day.
Exactly, like to do that and like in that moment and not be your best and get a low score and have to look at this score and be like, this is a representation of how smart I am, but you know that wasn't your best. It's kind of like messed up, but like it kind of makes you sad. But like, I don't know. Hopefully they do their best. But like, if like with her, she says she's dyslexic, so she has a lot of stuff come for her, and to be this, to where she's done, kind of like I applaud her, and I respect her because that's not an easy journey to be dyslexic and have ADHD. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Which is something you have to grapple with.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer or we're going to look at social media, I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
It was kind of expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, an IQ test. It's not that far off the realm of possibility.
So number 1 is Raymond.
Raymond?
Number 2
Who's
would
Raymond?
be Haley. Number 3 will be Tyler.
Oh.
And number 4 would be
Oh.
Sheila. Number 5 is Sean, and number 6 is Maria.
Whoa. 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 So they were right about the Asian guy being first with the IQ 136. Yeah, loving it. But baby, the dynamics have changed. One of the girls at the end who they thought maybe was smarter, she's all the way at the end. Tyler in freaking third. What the heck? That's crazy. But it's crazy their scores are all over 100, and mainly the first four, actually, they're all in the 30s, which is cool. Then the last two, 20 and then 12, but that's kind of cool, like, interesting. The difference of it wasn't that, well, he's still in fifth, Sean or whatever, he's still in fifth, but the rest of them kind of switched up, and what's name's in first? Raymond, I don't know, but that's something. That's crazy. And that's another thing with the IQ test. Like, I mean, if you didn't do good in that moment, then, like, I don't know what to say. Like, are you smarter? Are you not? Like, it's kind of weird.
I think an IQ test tests something. I don't think it's intelligence. It's definitely testing something.
I feel like IQ test is a test, and it will test, like, your testing skills. Like, if you're not a good test taker, then I feel like maybe you'll do a little bit less than your actual intelligence, I would say. But I mean, maybe being the smartest makes you have that skill of being a good test taker. Maybe that's a part of being smart. But I know for some people who really are knowledgeable, they're not good test takers. And I know I'm not the best test taker. I can do fairly well on tests if I know stuff, but certain things I'm not the best test taker at. But yeah, weird.
Tests are now known to be flawed and based on incorrect sample sizes. I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ test, you would do a lot better. IQ tests are just one aspect or one way to measure intelligence. It's really on a spectrum what constitutes somebody as intelligent.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Excuse me, not gonna get on him because honestly, I don't know either. I didn't never heard of EQ and anything like that, but baby, you thought you was the smartest in the room, and you ain't know what EQ meant. You ain't know what IQ meant. I'm gonna need for you to sit down, okay? I'm gonna need for you to sit down, okay?
Back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some type of metric similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
And that's true, because I feel like it's more to her, because, like, she's doing in the science field, like, she's doing all that, got a PhD. Because her IQ wasn't the highest doesn't mean she wasn't the smartest in the room. Because, baby, she was giving her definitions, everybody was agreeing with her. Like, she, honestly, I would say, it was either her or the Asian guy, Raymond, or her, I don't know what her name is, that could be one of the smartest people in the room, because... the black girl, she was doing it too. But honestly, she was kind of like controlled. Not to say that being smart, you got to control things, but she kind of was putting her input in there, and everybody was agreeing with her.
I wasn't last because I thought I was going to be last, not going to lie. I think an IQ test is a good indicator to see how people handle pressure, but I think that's easier to make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart and you're not smart.
Definitely don't think it's the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives me an unfair advantage.
True. Especially, I feel like the more you do IQ tests, the more good you'll be at it, because practice makes perfect. So I feel like you could be one of the not dumbest, but least smart people in the room, But practicing, you can like get through it, because memorization and stuff like that, that's how people are smart, because you memorize it in your head. Like, I mean, so I feel like, and I agree with the black girl when in the beginning of the video, when she was like, you at learning how you can become better, and how she disagreed with Tyler. I completely agree with her. I feel like you're learning, like, it will change as if you want it to. I mean, you can. You don't always have to be the dumbest person. If you put forth effort, then you can. Period. Point blank. Period.
My villain redemption arc and climbing up the ladder.
Oh, well, so that was the end of the video. Yeah, very interesting. I like that they were very nice about it. Like, I've watched other videos with like how they rate each other's attractiveness and stuff like that, and it just goes bad. I already know people be feeling hurt, because I feel like when you talk about attractiveness, people will be feeling hurt because they want to be the most attractive person, and it's not really about that. Like, but I like how they were nice, and they weren't saying like, oh, you're not the dumbest person in the room. But I mean, someone has to be first, someone has to be sixth. So I kind of like that. But would you ever do this? I don't think I could. I don't know if I could rank other people on their smartness. I already know listening to them, I would probably rank myself 6, like Sean did, because, well, maybe later on in life, once I get through everything. But, and very bold of Tyler to be in just a high school graduate and ranking him first. Like, sir. But yeah, that was it for the video. If you guys liked the video, like it. If you guys want to see more of me, subscribe. I mean, you don't have to. You can. I mean, I really don't care. I'm just going to be posting videos because I want to. And if you want to watch, then just watch, you know. I'm going to try to be more consistent, you know. Yeah, try. If you like more videos like this, comment, let me know your opinions, because I'll do more videos like this. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.